Hey everyone, it's Thomas. Hope you all are doing well. I've been meaning to do this for a little bit now. I wanted to make a quick video sort of promoting or advertising the boys camp that is coming up this summer, later this summer, for our parish out here in Akron, Ohio. I know that just recently we sent out flyers, physical flyers, to various different parishes, so hopefully the majority of you have seen it. It's kind of a new method we've done before. Usually we would just have an email list that would go out to a lot of parents who showed interest or whatnot, who wanted to send their boys out to camp or maybe even volunteer. But we tried something different this year, and just to make sure that the word got out entirely, I wanted to make this brief video just to promote it. Of course, there's many different boys camps and summer camps, whether it's for the girls or the boys, during the summer months, and it's very good. And honestly, I just encourage, even if one can't go to the one in Akron, to send your kids to one of those camps, because I know for me, when I went as a boy, I know I only went a couple of times, and really at that time in my life I was 17 and 18, so I guess technically the second time I went as an adult, and more or less had that sort of role. And for the past few years I've helped out as a volunteer for a camp counselor in Akron. And really just the experience, whether as a boy or an adult, it's a great experience. Very spiritually beneficial. I know maybe for some parents it could be kind of scary sending your kids away to, an unknown place if you're not familiar with the location, and, just leave them for a week. I'm sure that's got to be hard for some of them. I get that. But I do encourage it because I do think it's a very spiritually beneficial opportunity, even if, like I didn't when I was younger. Like I said, 17, I wasn't necessarily an 8 or 9-year-old boy going to these things, but even at 17, 18, I didn't realize as much as I do now how important it was for me, how great of an opportunity it was to have Mass and the sacraments and be around other good Catholics and make good friends, truly good friends, especially in a world today where, well, they're harder to come by, for sure. So with that, I guess we have a flyer. Maybe some of you are familiar. Maybe you've seen it before. I guess I'll read it very briefly. And there's a QR code that has links that'll take you to a link with the sign-up forms, the registration forms, and I guess some other forms you might need. Now, one thing before I read this, just very briefly, there's only a few things on the flyer. The deadline does say July 1st, and now typically that is what we go by. But my dad, he's the one who's kind of in charge of receiving the paperwork and getting that sort of organized. Of course, Father Gregory Drayman is our pastor here in Akron. So you're more than welcome to reach out to either of those, and you should be able to find that contact information. And if not, I can leave that contact information, maybe emails at least, in the description down below. So go ahead and check that out. But though the deadline says July 1st, we're definitely open to taking more boys if, I get it. It's hard to plan these things out to know if parents will have the time off, if they want to volunteer, or even just to drive them down. But with that being said, we will definitely work with individuals who want to send their boys out, even if they need a couple of weeks longer past the deadline to decide that. It's obviously just there to make sure that, we are able to have good numbers, so we know how much food to buy, what resources we need for the boys camp, things of that nature. So just with that, I guess, reach out as soon as possible. If you are interested, have any questions, and if you need help, financially, we're more than happy to sponsor a boy. There's plenty of parishioners here in Akron and other people who are generous in their donations. And like I said, not just in Akron, but other people who help out with the boys camp. So we can definitely work that out. Feel free to reach out, and I'll leave my contact information in there too. I'm happy to take phone calls because I know things can be obviously very busy for the priests. And also for my dad, he's got a lot on his plate. So maybe after all, I'll just leave my contact information in the description, and you're welcome to reach out to me. But yeah, here's what I'll do real quick. Since there's a little QR code, maybe I'll hold that up there to the camera, and maybe if you're watching on the television screen or whatnot, you can take your phone and scan that QR code right now if you wish. But basically it just says that it's a Catholic camp with daily Mass, rosary, spiritual talks, readings from St. John Bosco, games and educational activities hosted by Sacred Heart of Jesus Catholic Church in Ohio. Where it's a private 40-acre property in Northeast Ohio. It's about 35 minutes northwest north of Akron. It's a really beautiful place and right by my hometown, or at least where my dad lives right now. It's a nice campground. But it's a private 40-acre property with a large pavilions, a kitchen, flush restrooms, showers, and a large spaces for tent camping. And some of the activities, of course, not all of them, is canoeing. That's one of the big ones. A field day competition. That's something I run. It's definitely a little project I'm proud of. Dodgeball, campfire games, capture the flag, swimming, and more. And yeah, it's a really good opportunity. I don't think it's very expensive, and not just the boys, but we certainly encourage the dads or any young adults, in your 20s like myself, anyone who wants to come out and help out. We could always use more hands on deck for driving, and just keep an eye on things and seeing to its that it's a fluent and well-running machine. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I need to say. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll leave my contact information in the description below. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. God bless you and Mary keep you. And I do plan to be back this week. I know it's been a few weeks, but I plan to be back with an episode of the Children of Our Lady podcast this weekend. But I have a special episode in honor of the Sacred Heart that I hope to have posted on Friday, the Feast of the Sacred Heart. So until then, I hope that you all have a great day, and I'll see you then. Thanks.